Welcome back in. We have Mason Sledge, the new head coach at Union Academy in Union County. Coach Sledge, you took over the program a couple weeks into last season as the interim, and then you were officially in the head coach in December. Let's kind of give everyone a background on yourself and where you came from and what kind of brought you into football coaching.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm originally from Monroe, North Carolina. I played at Monroe High School under Johnny Sal. Um, Graduated in 2012, and I went on to play college football at UNC Charlotte, part of their first ever recruiting class. Played there for 4 years, and then used my fifth year and transferred to Campbell. Played there, and then I GA'd there for 2 years. And then after I GA'd, I decided to come back to Monroe, and I was their O-line coach for 4 years, and I also coached basketball and baseball while I was there. And then a buddy of mine asked me to come on over to UA, and been here the past 2 years, and I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to get the interim job last year during the second week of the season, and they gave me the job after the season. Since I did, they said I did a pretty good job. So looking forward to this year, and I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. I think Union Academy had the best season in a little bit there. He ended up going to the playoffs. He lost to Hayesville in a high scoring shootout just by 2 points though. So
Yes,
overall, it was
sir.
a productive season.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into this season. So I know most important position on the team, quarterback that is back. That is Frazier there. Kind of tell me about him and what makes him special.
So he's gonna be. I mean, he's returning all conference as a sophomore. He'll be a junior in this coming up year. He's just one of those kids, man, that every coach wish they has. He's gonna fight for every yard. One of the smartest kids on the field. He's basically another coach at the quarterback. I mean, he's grown up around the sport. His dad used to be the head coach here,
Yeah,
and
his
his
dad
dad
was the coach. I was gonna say.
yeah. So
Yeah.
he's grew up around the sport. I mean, his dad coached football for 26 years. So he's been around it. He knows the game. But he also just, to me, he has that it factor of if something's not there, he's going to try to make a play happen. But he does it without making turnovers. He keeps control of the ball and he makes smart decisions. But he also has just that it factor where you're just like, something's going to happen, even if it's like going downhill as far as the play call goes.
Mm-hmm. Good, good. As far as the guys around him, I think there's just a couple of stars back in the skill group. So tell me about the backs and receivers you're looking forward to, and tight ends you're looking forward to this year.
Looking forward to John Leon and Shane Kirby at running back, and Shane will play a couple. He'll play when John's at running back. He'll be at receiver also in the slot probably. But Shane's one of those guys where you'll see him walking around school and you're like, he don't play football. He's like 5'6", maybe 140 pounds soaking wet, but he's a returning DB for us, and he's just one of those guys that just has that dog in him. And if he was 6 foot, 200 or 180 pounds, he'd probably have every Division I offer there is. But he's not. But he's still that guy on the field, and I'm excited for his senior year to see what he does. He only played DB last year, so we're going to bring him over to offense side of the ball and hopefully use his speed and his athleticism, see what he can do. John Leon, he's our Swiss Army knife. He played H-back, he played tight end, he played fullback, he played running back last year, and I plan on starting him at running back. He's one of those. His nickname is Meatball. He's a bruiser. He's a bruiser of a running back. He's not going to impress you with his speed, but he's got quickness and he's powerful and he's low to the ground. So we're excited to see what he does with getting the brunt of the carries this year. Receiver-wise, Caden Crook, he's going to be a returning senior. Started for us last year. He's just one of those guys that knows how to find the windows and zones. Again, not a guy that's going to pressure your speed, but just knows the game, and knows how to get open, and just knows what he's doing. And he kind of impresses you how he gets open and makes stuff happen. And he's tough. I mean, he's hard to bring down, even though he's not the fastest or the most quick guy out there on the field. He just knows how to play the game of football. Tight end, we'll have Michael Donato there this year. Excited for him. This will be his second year with us playing. So he knows the position now, and look forward to seeing what he can do this year.
Awesome. And, some good news is you have 3 starters back on the offensive line. That kind of continuity can be very helpful. Tell me about those 3 starters that are returning, and then I guess the other 2 spots, where are we looking at there?
Okay. I'm going to start with Cooper Martin, our center. It'll be his 4th year starting on varsity. Just one of those kids that does everything right and is always in the right place, and he's a leader on the offensive line. Jax Rape, who was a starter as a sophomore last year, he was at our right guard, but I'm planning on probably moving him to tackle. He's just one of those guys that he's just mean, like out there on the field, and he just plays with an aggressiveness that you want your offensive lineman to play with. And I think what helps too is him and Parker Fraser are best friends off the field, and I think he does whatever he can to protect him, and they just have that connection where they just play well together. And then you have Alex Calise, who be a 2nd year starting, and he's our left guard, and he's our strongest lineman. He's a big guy. He's hard to move, and he's a guy that you want to run the ball behind. And I'm excited about what he can do this year. Especially he's lost some weight because he wrestles, and he's gotten stronger. So I'm excited again to see what he can. I have a sophomore that I plan on starting in Paxton Derrick. I'd be on the lookout for him. I think he's going to be one of those guys that could end up playing at the next level. He has worked his tail off in the weight room. He's athletic, he's strong, and he's smart. Like, he knows the game of football. So I'm really excited to see his development this year. And then I have Sam Yarborough, who he'll be a sophomore. He'll be another kid to look out to, I think, too. He's about 6'3", 6'4" right now, and I think he's going to get taller. We're working on his agility right now, but I really think he could start at that left tackle spot. And then we have a rising junior, Alex Blanton, who could possibly get some playing time too. Just got to get him a little bit stronger this summer, and I think he'll be ready to roll.
Good. And offensive line is your thing, so I trust you on the offensive lineman that you're excited about. That's good to hear about. Go ahead.
Yeah, I love the offensive line, and I think that's going to be, other than linebackers and quarterback, I think offensive line, we're going to be young, but I think it's going to be our strongest group, and it's probably going to be one of our best O-lines the school's seen in a while.
Wow, that's good news. That's certainly good news. Well, let's flip over to defense. I know you mentioned the linebackers, but we're going to start with the defensive line group. Who are some guys back in that group, and who are some new faces?
Unfortunately, our whole D-line last year, which was by far our best group, they were all seniors. So we are going to have to do some digging and figure out who can fill those roles. But I think Paxton Derrick could be one of those guys. We're going to switch. We got a new D coordinator, and he's more of a 3-4 guy. And I think Paxton could be that nose. Michael Donato can be one of those outside linebackers, defensive end guys in that 3-4 defense. I think Jax Rape, like I mentioned on the O-line, he's going to have to play defense line too, and I think he's going to be a good 3-4 defensive end in that like 4-eye technique. But then a few other guys, we'll have to Alex Calise, Alex Blanton. They'll have to work and get better at the D-line position, but especially to fill the shoes of our D-line we had last year. I mean, Brayson Bennett, who had 17 sacks. Michael Hughes, who had 100 plus tackles and like 50 tackle for losses, and Eli Williams, who also, had 50 or 60 tackles. Most of them were TFLs. So there's 3 stud all-conference guys that we're going to have to replace, and I think we're going to do it more by committee than one person there, and we're going to have to be able to rotate guys in, especially some young guys.
Okay. Well, let's get into those linebackers you mentioned that you're excited about. Tell me about those guys.
John Leon, our running back, he's our returning. So he'll be the one with the most tackles from last year returning. He had 60-something tackles, but he's one of those stud guys. Like he's gonna plug his head into a hole. He's one of those old school linebackers who's not scared to hit. We have Michael Donato, who's going to be one of those outside linebackers. He played middle last year with John, and I think he'll be good moving him to that outside linebacker position / DN. We'll have Jordan Smith back this year, which he played more of a nickel back, but he's still an outside linebacker. He could play both. He's athletic and rangy enough to do both. But in that 3-4, he'll be an outside linebacker. We have Wyatt Young, who's rising junior. John Souza, rising junior, who they all got a little bit of playing time last year, but being sophomores, they just had to earn their time. But they've made leaps and bounds in the weight room. Like Wyatt Young looks like a different kid. I mean, he's got a six-pack. He's twice as strong as he was last year. So I'm excited to see what he does. And then we have Omar. I probably won't butcher his last name. I always do. I mess with him about, but Langlois. But he's another guy coming from that JV team that I'm really excited about to see what he can do as a linebacker. So we're going to have about 5 to 6 guys at the linebacker positions that we can rotate in and move around. So I'm really excited about that position.
Yeah, that's good numbers to feel good about at your level of football. That's a good number. How about those guys in the defensive backfield?
Shane Kirby is returning. Like I said, you would think game planning, you're like, oh, there's a 5'6" corner out there. Let's attack him. Not this kid. So I'm excited to get him back. He's gonna guard your best receiver, and we're more than happy to put him on your best receiver because he's gonna be in his hip pocket the whole night. He does it, and you're just amazed how he does it. He just runs your receiver out of bounds, especially on go balls. He just gets in that hip and forces that sideline to be a second defender. And it's some good things to see from him. We have Jaquan Timmons and coming from the JV from last year. He played safety for us. He's going to play some safety. I'm excited to see. He's long and rangy. I have a basketball player that I'm hoping that comes out. Hasn't played football in a while, but 6'2" guy, built well. His name's Lloyd Barnes, wants to play some DB. I'm excited for him to be like a newcomer. I think he could, with his athletic ability, can be a good secondary player. Parker Frazier is probably going to have to play some safety for us. He's put the work in the weight room. He's gained 20 pounds since last year, so I feel comfortable letting my quarterback play both. Yeah, he's put the work in. So I feel comfortable letting him play both ways this year. Last year as a sophomore, he was 160 or 150, 155. And then this year as a junior, I think he weighed 175 yesterday.
Wow.
He's benching over 225. He's gotten 2 inches taller. I think he's 5'11" now. So I can't wait to see what he can do at the safety position, especially being a quarterback, knowing what reads and stuff quarterbacks are looking for. And then we'll have a little open position for that corner that we'll have to figure out, see who can show up for camp. But I'd like to see Lloyd Barnes there at that corner position if he comes out from basketball.
Okay. That's the thing about high school football. That's why we do this preseason stuff, because you don't know, these guys can be completely different the next season. It's 2 inches taller, 20 pounds more.
Yes.
That's probably what's so fascinating about it all. Tell me about your specialists. Do you have guys that, kicker, punter, or long snapper you have in mind?
I have the best kicker in the country.
I figured you'd say that.
Steven Gonzalez, he's ranked number 2 in the nation, 5-star kicker, but there's nothing he can't do. He's a stud. Honestly, if I was allowed to, he would be a receiver for us because he's our most athletic player also. But there's nothing you can't say about Steven. He's going to kick everything through the end zone. If we get past the 50, I want to give him a shot at a field goal. As a punter, I don't remember many guys returning punts last year because his hang time is so good. John Leon's going to be our holder. He's a pretty good holder. And then our long snapper, I want to actually have a competition, which you rarely hear in high school. But we'll have a competition at long snapper with Clayton and his dad coaches with me. His name's going blank. But
That's all right. It's a lot of names to
yeah,
remember on the spot.
yeah. So we'll have a competition there, and I think the young guy will win it out because he's put in the work this year. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name.
That's all
But
right.
he's gonna kill me for that. But
He'll
well,
come
he
to you as
does
soon as you're done recording here.
exactly. But he's put in the work, been in the weight room, and I think we have a good long snapping situation, which is, I've been at another place where I had to create because I can teach long snap. I long snapped in high school, and I was like the emergency one in college, so I can teach that position, and I don't have to here because we have guys that can do it. It's kind of nice to do. I just got to make little corrections and not fully teach the position.
Yeah, that's definitely a good advantage because that's something that I can sneak up on you. It's having a faulty long snapper, so it's good that you just have guys who can naturally kind of do it.
Right.
Uh, Tell me about your staff. Who are the guys you kind of assembled there, coordinators and position coaches as well?
So I have a whole new staff this year, which it's not a problem, but I'm glad I got to build my staff. My defensive coordinator is going to be Chase Byram, who also played with me, or not with me. He was right after me at Monroe. He played football at Elizabeth City State. He was a running back, but then when he got out of college, he became a DC. And he was a DC at Hickory Grove Christian Academy, and I was able to steal him this year. But we've known each other for a while. Zion Barnett is going to be a receiver coach. He actually just finished playing in arena football. He played at Concord University. Bring him on. We have Daryl Bass Knight, who is going to be a linebacker coach and running backs coach. He's from he went to Independence High School, played receiver there. We have Devin Holland will be our D-line coach. He's more of a wrestler guy, but he knows a little bit about the D-line, so he's going to help me out this year. And then I'll be the offensive coordinator as I was last year. And I think that's everybody. If I'm forgetting somebody, I apologize. But, yeah.
Awesome. Well, tell me about your schedule. Who do you have on a schedule this year?
We open up with Southfield Wayne again, and then Lincoln Charter, and then we go to Winston-Salem Prep, and then we get straight into our conference is bigger this year. Norfolk Land, South Stanley, Bonnie Cone, Mountain Island Charter, Albemarle, Thomas Jefferson, and then finish with North Stanley.
Awesome. And what do you think? I know this is a hard question, but what do you think would be a successful year in your first year as a full-time head coach?
We plan. Every coach wants to go undefeated, but I think finishing in the top 3 in conference is a great goal for us. We want to, like I asked the players, they want to win conference, and I think it's very doable, especially with Parker Frazier at quarterback. I really think he's that type of player who can change the game. Mm-hmm. Definitely finish above 500. Like that's a for sure goal every year. But we did that last year. If you take away the loss in the playoffs, and I think we got to build on that. But I can see us easily going 7-3, 8-2. But it just depends on how we do this summer and on the work the kids put in. Like coaches can say we're gonna go this year, but if your kids don't put in the work and answer to what you want them to do, like it could be a rough year too.
Yeah. Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming on today and telling about your team and yourself and your staff and everyone. It's going to be a busy summer for you, approaching your first full-time year as head coach. So I wish you luck and best of luck for the season as well.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Also coach basketball. So very busy season, summer for me. So basketball will be
okay.
fully. Yeah, I'm the head basketball coach too. So following in Johnny Sal's footsteps, that's my mentor, and
he's a good mentor, good person to follow.
I always wanted to do what he did. Now I don't want to do 3 sports, but I always wanted to be a head football and basketball coach because of him, and so kind of doing that. And
yeah, that's exciting. It's must be fun to balance all the different workouts. That's probably
Yeah,
fun for you.
it's fun, especially being at a small school like we are here. I mean, we got a lot of crossover with sports, so I get to coach the same kids, and I think it's easier. And I thought when I played for him, it was easier. You know the standards because it's the same coach for every sport. So I just
Yeah, that's a
think,
good point. That's a good point.
but yeah, I'm excited for this year. I think we're gonna have a good year.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to see how you guys look. And again, thanks for the time and best of luck.
I appreciate it. Have a good one.